My sleepy time sound effects used to generally be the just rain sounds. I always like those. I realise I'm continuing a conversation that wasn't actually taking place on this stream, so pretty much everyone except maybe one or two people probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm sure you can pick up what the gist was. Because, yeah, I only really got into using like white noise to help sleep recently. And yeah, like I say, I normally stick to rain, but lately I've been finding some appreciation in like beach, ocean sounds. So I normally try and time it for like just before I wake up anyway for it to end. Especially because especially on work days, I sleep like absolute garbage. And yeah, I think I appreciate the more ebb and flow of that than the just constant rain sound. Came in here thinking maybe I'll summon someone, but I still want to try and do it solo. But it's probably just me being stubborn. Let's just hope they can find their way down to the... It looks more useful. I don't know who looks more useful, but I'm going to summon this fellow anyway. Just one. And I'm going to run down to the thing anyway, and hopefully they make it there. Although, maybe that's actually a bad idea. Maybe I'll just do it solo. Seems difficult to get an NPC down there. Not impossible, but annoying. There's no way they would be able to duck and weave quite as well as a person would. I get backstabbed by one of those Sanctum fellows. I don't know if they can backstab you, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I'm gonna have my dark fog ready, because that seemed like it seemed like a good approach. Or at least like it might help. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, hang out in this poison shit for a while. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I wasn't watching the arrows. I still wasn't watching the arrows. God damn it. The lesson I learned was pay attention to what... I think the bow one is Sarah. I think the bow one is Sarah. I think Varg is the Havel's fellow. And the other one is the Afflicted Great Rock. Who I guess doesn't get a name. I do wonder how I'm going to enter this into my list at the end. I've mostly tried to use the proper names where I could. I guess the only exception of that so far would have been the Ruin Sentinels, who do have individual names, but at least they have a name as a group. These three is just... it's just three different people. I don't want to get petrified. I don't want someone to stab me while I'm going in here. Good. Give it a whirl. I had a plan there. Didn't work. And it might have been flawed from the beginning. I wanted them to stay in the poison, but they buggered off. Frankly, where I had them before probably seems like a good place to do it. They do get caught a little bit on that turnaround where the water meets the ramp. Or rather, where the ramp turns. They can't hold out forever. These petrification things are really just more of a hassle than an actual threat. They're all the time interrupting my running. Okay, so here's my thinking. I'll get these two, follow me down here. And when they start coming up here, try and keep them here. Will they get poisoned? I'll get shot by an arrow. No, wait. Isn't part of the plan. Get away from me. Arrow. See? I paid attention that time. I like the jumping effects. Come back down here. Both of you. Poisoned again. Probably don't want to be cornered down here. Sarah has moved. I want to be paying attention to when these buggers start healing, because I would like to interrupt them when they do. God damn it, Varg! I'd just say. Too close. They're all here. If I could get them all down here, that would be nice. But are you just going to swap back to the boat? I haven't seen the grave robber heal. I wouldn't be surprised if they could, but maybe I should be focusing more on them than Varg. They're certainly more of a threat. What if I could riposte? What if I just equip something that can parry? I've done that before. That's not against the rules. Like it, don't like it. On the other hand, this sure does just do a whole bunch of damage without me having to put myself in too much danger. It's just a matter of being able to keep it up. How did that not proc? Tell me there's a way out of this. I didn't see you with a grave robber. They're still up here. Keep getting caught by the hammer. I have no idea where Sarah went. Over there. Well, someone got poisoned. Would have been nice if Sarah had gotten that as well. Okay, I will try and summon someone. This takes a bit more setup, which means I'm probably going to go through a lot of effort to get them there. And then I'll die in some stupid way anyway. They're also going to take a lot more damage, but hopefully all I need is for them to be split up a bit. Which is just very difficult by yourself. However much life they lose on the way down there will not be made any easier by how much extra damage the boss can take. Also, I'm just bad. Do you think they could make it down there if I just run? I'm gonna get followed one way or another. They'd probably try and follow me if I made it down to, say, that bottom level straight away. We'll see. They're not going to have much choice. Just do a backstab. God damn it. Well, they're here. I don't know about this next area though. I'll just try and get in there and hopefully they can. Or that can happen. We'll be stuck down here anyway. What the heck happened there? I did the backstab animation. They were in range. How did that go bad? I feel cheated there. What if I do this on a cadence? One try trying to summon someone, one try solo. Just so I don't have to use effigy every single attempt. I do value those things. On the other hand, now I know they can get down reasonably well without taking too much damage, or any in that last case. Jesus. I feel like I'm taking more damage all of a sudden. Obviously I'm not, but it sure feels that way. Right, that's probably what I'm doing wrong. Are you being followed? Oh, that doesn't matter. Do what you can, buddy. Do what you can. God, it takes more poison now. Didn't even realize it changed targets. Better do something about this. I don't really care if they're making progress as long as they're not dead. That said, while they're distracted, this is probably a good chance for me to do a little something. See, this is how you're actually supposed to do it. Nope. I'll have to take the arrows off of them, I think. There we go. Thank you for your service. See, it's... As much as I enjoyed this fight multiplayer, it's a little too easier. I don't even remember what you get for all that trouble. I mean, apart from the experience. That's good. Good. Well done, me. Now I get to try and make this jump again and fail. Let's see, shall we? Well, I mean, this doesn't really work with this, does it? Need something that's not too flowy, but sort of matches. I'm not sure there's such a thing. Just do that. I have to have some kind of proof. Like walls. Thing in my life. Frankly, I super don't care. Anyway, I have to do ranking, don't I? That's the whole point of this. I'm gonna put my clothes back on. I think with the end of that boss, I think that counts as the end of the DLC, pretty much. I don't think we've got anything more to do here. So, we have to return back to reality, and the next place we will go is there. As soon as it comes back, I will do the rank. Whoops, it's not the button I meant to press. I meant to press this button. Yes, thank you, Abby, for transcribing that. I'm going to call this, in the interest of brevity, because running out all the names is not going to fit, Sarah, Bug, and Grave Robber. That'll have to do. And then a bit of this. As a boss, it's kind of difficult to place, isn't it? It's so the experience between fighting them solo and fighting them multiplayer is so vastly different. Any opinion, Pebs? Like, you can't really call it a dual boss like the kind that the Pursuer. Like an Artorias or a Pursuer, because it's not really. In a way, it almost fits more of the place of like Prowling Magus, because they're regular enemies, so to speak, but in boss configuration. Or Pinwheel. But I feel like that's not doing justice to them. Also, I did have a lot of fun doing it multiplayer, and I think that needs to be reflected. Like, if you are summoning groups, if you know people and you are all summoning for them, like, I enjoyed the hell out of this boss. Solo is a hassle. But then you don't have to fight them solo. Nowhere does it say you can't summon people. And I think maybe I should... I don't know. They go somewhere high, I'm just not sure exactly where. I might put them above Skeleton Lords. Below Belfry Gargoyles. If you'd asked me this about my first playthrough, where we were summoning, it'd probably be a lot higher, but I'm trying to take a balanced approach. Also, I apologise, my nose is completely buggered up. And by buggered up, I mean stuffed up. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. It's gonna go above Skeleton Lords. There we go. Back we go. Now I'm going to take a quick moment to blow my nose because my nose is getting worse. I suppose I should go and get them. It's leaving money on the table, isn't it? Done. I suppose in order to use them, I have to go back to my jeweler. Should probably buy some more bolts. Don't see all the steel ones though, do you? Everything's so spread out. I mean, hell, let's buy some wooden ones anyway. How much is it for a full stack? Too many. I don't need a full stack anyway. Just give me 200.
I'll be around.
Maybe some of my stuff back on as well. I think I can see the effect the SSD made. I moved Dark Souls 2 onwards since I knew I'd be playing it. And I feel like these loads are a little snappier, right?
I hope so.
Let's see. 300. That should do me for a while. And let's go level up, and then we can proceed from where we were.
Less.
Going on dexterity, I guess.
Less.
Don't want to run over my headphone cord. I don't want to, but I will. It's for its own good. Where's Rock Lady? I guess she doesn't move here yet. Yeah. So we've gone through the first DLC of 3. We have gotten all 4 of the powerful souls. And I think done everything else on this side of the game. So and next up is the castle. I think there is literally nothing else we could do except go in this direction. And we'll have some more options after we get there, but... I'm hit. Okay, good. Right, you guys lead, don't you? Jerks. Just this witch going through with a halberd and a crossbow. I like my aesthetic I've got here. These guys are a little predictable. Oh yes, you fellows. Didn't miss these guys. Or those. But they at least had the decency of me forgetting about them. Is the door that you need the powerful souls for? Or 1 million soul memory, which I think I'm long past anyway. Yeah, I've got 1.5 million. Is the entrance to the third DLC? Is that really the third one? I feel like I had more trouble with the second one. Makes me think maybe I'm misordering those in my brain. And these buggers, which frankly I'm more inclined to just run past. It got pretty rainy while I was in that tunnel. Now let me try and swing. These guys do a lot more damage than they did back in the forest. Like to the point where I actually need to be careful. I wish I could accurately predict how far I need to go. Ain't above it. Stay still. Garbage.
This castle is isolated. But nonetheless, you must forge on. To bring an end to your journey and mine.
She's very vague, this lady. As he knew they would. This says something about society. That amused me. That's why I did it. I think I remember what's he supposed to do here. It's not really that. It took me a while to figure out what you were supposed to be doing here. I was just fighting these guys endlessly because I didn't realize the mechanic. Come on. Thank you. I don't remember if there's anything on the other side, but I'll take a look anyway. You never know. Other than the solid wall that these fellows keep spawning out of. That heavy attack is a lot more effective against those than it has been for most enemies, because they're kind of slow and don't have too much life.
Who are you? And by whose permission do you stand before me?
This castle is the domain of King Vendrick. Is your trespass intentional? His Highness. Where has he gone? You are a guest
tell
of
me.
our castle. I am the Chancellor, Velaga. Do you seek an audience?
Get out of the way,
with my
Ghost.
lord, King Vendrick? Unfortunately, His Highness is absent. My lord, the King, the Queen has taken him. My lord made magnificent findings on souls. An accomplishment for the ages. He vanquished 4 great ones and built this kingdom upon their souls. Our king has watched over this land since ages long ago. King Vendrick, we must fight back, or the giants will take Drangleic. The king had a dear queen, a woman of unparalleled beauty. Long ago, the queen came to us, alone, from a faraway land. She warned our lord of the looming threat across the seas, of the giants. The king crossed the ocean and defeated the giants. The king commandeered their power and created the golems. With the golems, the king created this castle to celebrate victory and to show his love, his gratitude to his queen. The queen brought peace to this land, and
This fella's got quite the exposition dump. Exposition dump.
was like the dark. Is this Some sort of a dream. Where am I? What has happened to our castle? Who are you? By whose permission do you? Welcome. Our guests are treated with honor. This is the way of our castle. Tell me if you should require anything.
Have one of these? No. Could buy some fancy bolts. Though honestly, I never found the elemental bolts to be that useful. Well, elemental arrows, bolts, whatever. I mean, it's nice to have options.
Be safe on your...
There's nothing in here, huh? I think there is on higher New Game Pluses, but it's nothing that interesting. I think that's the room that you get multiple pursuers in at once, which sounds unpleasant. I haven't done it myself. I forget if you can backstab these guys. I'm gonna guess yes. There's not many you can't. I so rarely get a chance to do the guard break thing. It's really more of a PvP thing, I think. I say, with very little point of reference to actually make such a judgment. Grade my Estus a bit, as though it doesn't already heal a whole lot. More important than in Dark Souls 1, because Dark Souls 1 the Estus hit almost instantly. But even if nothing else in Dark Souls 2, it heals over time, so if you're taking more damage, you will wind up with more life. Thus making it fairly important. These fellows are more common and look tougher than they actually are. Guess that message wasn't lying. Correctly, this is one of the green doors. Actually, I do remember. That one's a particularly significant door. Let's get my life back. Now, I don't remember which of the doors in this room are worth opening. I do remember the doors that aren't worth opening are super not worth opening. A negative worth opening. For what it's worth, I think dark damage is particularly good against these fellas. That one's the way forward, and that's important. But it doesn't need to be our highest priority. I think the one in the back left is also important. I'm pretty sure the one closest on the left doesn't have anything of value in it. I'm not 100% sure about those. I think there might be stuff in the other ones as well. But if I can avoid opening those until after I've gotten into the back left one, I will. One hit's pretty good. These guys give a little bit of light in here. Need someone to come over here. These buggers are why you don't want to open all of these doors willy-nilly. Because there's quite a few of these in this room. And you don't have the kind of open spaces you might have fought them in before. And also there's all these buggers who keep waking up and causing you trouble. I think there's a bonfire down. Yep, there it is. We'll open the rest of those doors later. Because I have a business with a fellow we haven't seen in a while.
We meet again, young undead. You have the look of a true seeker. I am Dark Diver Grandal, seeker of dark, giver of dark. If you seek true dark, I will grant it to you, as much as you desire. Well then, is dark what you wish for? There you are. You are now a pilgrim of dark. The dark chasm beckons you. Those drawn to the dark are destined to seek it.
This may be one that I want to return to later. Because of the three of these, in each of the locations where I have found this fellow. There is one of these areas. And Well, you'll see. God. Being in an area where I can hit the roof is a problem. Now that I've found him, I'll come back to this one last anyway. I might as well get this out of the way, because, geez. Where were the other two? One's in the Shaded Woods. The other one is in the Black Gulch. That's where it is. Might be easier to get to here from the other bonfire, actually. He's a big fan of the dark. It's not even that dark down there. And the irony is that I have to light up a torch down there. Why? I don't know. I do.
Finally, you are here. Now,
Sure gets around too.
young undead, the dark.
Do you sell anything interesting? Sell a couple of hexes, at least one that I don't have. Noted.
To the dark chasm is not normally open. If you seek the dark, young undead, you must offer a human effigy.
That's right, this guy just charges you to get in.
May the dark
You have to spend an effigy every time you want to attempt one of these places. Which, for reasons that will eventually become apparent, it's real shit. You're using anti-backstab armor, bastard. And your friend over there is going to be annoying, isn't he? I've got to deal with you quicker. Maybe I should get my lance back out. That's probably better for that particular fellow. And I shouldn't be afraid to dark weapon up. Suppose the orc spear isn't as good as my lance yet. Needs more upgrading done. 231, 340. That's a considerable increase.
not here. The mouth is may the dark.
It's weird that this is tied to a covenant. I mean, there's no reason why it can't. It's just quite different from what 12 minutes are normally about. Really hurt you, piece of shit. This is considerably better than the halberd was. That'll be just as effective on you as soon as you turn your back. Or don't, and put fire right in their face. That isn't a pit. Can I lock on you? I don't think there's much in the way of items down in these places. Just enemies. And these things. Don't think I'm done yet. Well, I've got them down. No, there's another fire bugger down here. Also one of those things which are kind of weird and, from my experience, mostly useless. I'm more worried about this fire bugger who can't seem to get up past him. Said I don't want to keep getting hit by it. I'm glad that wasn't a pit. Everything in these things drop bonfire aesthetics. I'm not sure why. Am I not done? Could I have missed some? I'm pretty sure those are the only requirements to finish these things. Kill everyone and light up the torch. Ah, another one of these things hiding back here. think this is where I came in. Now the way should be open.
Young undead, the dark beset upon you runs deeper than I had imagined. Let us see just how much dark you can endure. You have seen dark that has existed from times long past. What once was a great void of darkness became but fragments.
Presumably he's talking about the abyss from Dark Souls 1.
The scattered fragments grew, absorbing all things. It is we who will be pilgrims to these sacred sites. May the dark.
Anyway, now that I've done that, I can move on to the next one. And then the third one. Might as well do them all here now. This one is a little bit of a hike to get to.
Finally, now, yeah, the mouth, if
This is the brightest area this fellow hangs out in.
dead. May the dark.
Effigy up just to myself in good nick. Just gonna assume that Lance is probably best to stick with. I think we'll be bumping into more Havels, guys, than before we're done. God damn it. I knew the moment I was going to miss was going to be a problem for me. Off we go again. It's just up there. What if I could jump really high? Yeah, it did fine until I missed and then had no stamina or ability to recover. That's the trade-off, I guess.
Fine. Here. The mouth. Here. The mouth. Here.
Why would it default to no?
May the dark. Shut.
Don't even get their attention. Ow. Jerk. Ah. Now you notice. God damn it. How was I there that long without them doing anything? It's just a waste of effigies.
Yeah. Come out, Pip. Yeah. Come out, Pip.
You don't have to talk to me every time, just let me do it.
Method.
Not that I don't appreciate your conversation, but you say this exact same thing every time. The exact same inflections and the exact same pauses. It's not exactly engaging conversation. Just know the moment I try and run over there, though, it'll go bad for me. Could you not? Really quite irritating. This is annoying. I convince one of you two to get out of the goddamn corner. I hope I never have to fight you ever again. Which means I'm not allowed to die for the rest of this thing. Don't touch that. I'll take it. ghosts touching my levers.
Yeah. May the dark.
Doesn't have anything more to say after the second one. But he will after the third one. I suppose I could have just... The bonfire wasn't actually that far away from where I was. Anyway, now we head back to the castle. And do the third one, which I'm sure will go well. Nothing bad will happen.
No, yeah. The mouth is...
Gotta say, I'm not really looking forward to this one.
May the dark.
Maybe I should consider an armor change. Was much more effective. These fellas all have quite a lot of life. Stop it, Ricard. Now you I've had mixed success with. Sometimes you just fall in. It'd be nice if you did that now. I'm sure if you don't want to, I can handle that. Okay. Take a quick inventory of what I'm wearing. Because, I'm interested in dark resistance for reasons that it's just a coincidence. Thought, seeing as I'm at the end of these things, I might as well take a look at my dark resistance for some reason. No, nothing bad's going to happen. It's actually quite high dark resistance on this thing. Quite potent. I'm probably already wearing probably the best I'll get for most of these. Don't want to weigh myself down too much in the process. Dark armor is quite heavy. Maybe I'll wear the gauntlets. Leo ring? Sure, why not? I think the rest of this is probably fine. Maybe I'll stick those in my pouch anyway. You never know. I don't think if I equip any buffs here, they'll last down there. Nope, that's not the right button. I gotta remember what this thing does. It's probably better I remember them now under these circumstances before things go bad. Which they will. I'm really not doing that much damage to it. Ow. I wonder if perhaps the halberd would go better there.
I knew that you were special. There is more dark within you than even you know. Dark is the mother of all. All things were born from it.
I'm pretty sure Dark Weapon only adds dark damage, it doesn't take away from the damage it's already got.
May the dark.
I probably don't need that ritual band. How many slots do I have?
Fine, not you. The mouth, if
I think it's weak to lightning damage, but I
may the
don't
dark.
really have a decent source of lightning damage. I could see if I've got any gold pine resin. That might do something. I would see whether my... I suppose I could... Imagine that would probably do more for me than the Leo ring at this point. I could see... I don't actually know what I was saying before. I don't think my halberd would be any good because my halberd is definitely more geared towards dark than my lance is. And I doubt it takes much dark damage. It's kind of its whole thing. It's called Dark Lacquer. It's in a place that's dark. You trying to heal, you bastard? Jesus Christ. How come when I had a Ricard's rapier it didn't do shit? You're not gonna fall in, are you? Just thought I'd give you the chance. God, I take a lot more damage from a single hit than any of those buggers do. Let's see if I've got resin. I have 5 gold resin. I think Vengar sells those. Let's give it a go. Rather than Dark Weapon. Could try Whisper of Despair. It's probably not worth a try. My game plan. I jump down, I use Gold Pine Resin, Whisper of Despair, and start stabbing. That's my plan. It's a staff thing, isn't it? How do you dodge that again? Wasn't I doing 260 before? I could have sworn that the wiki says he's weak to lightning. Either way, it's going to become a problem in a second. I don't remember that move. I will now. How was I supposed to get out of that one? I have no good answer for this Dark Lord bastard. I know most of the attacks deal dark damage, so if you can really ramp up your dark resistance, supposedly that's a good way to deal with it, but how do you get anything more than a normal level of dark resistance? I have 150 dark resistance. Those things call for like 800 or so. I don't really have anything for this. I could try using a bright bug. I've never used one before, but maybe it'll make a difference. Maybe it'll be the last time I use them too.
Not, yeah. The most if
Yeah, the resin really
Make
did
the
too
dodge.
much. And you have to fight through these buggers every time you come down here. Like, being careful is one thing, but do so little damage, I've got to be careful for an awfully long time against two enemies, both of which can mess you the hell up. Still, if you want bonfire aesthetics, this is the way to get them. Oops, that... Well, that was a bit of a waste, wasn't it? So I'll jump down, try and use every item at once. Save the bright bug for... and there's two of them. Maybe counter damage is worth trying to make use of. It's a fair boost when he's doing the sword. Somehow I missed the fact that that one was doing that attack. I thought it was exploding. I don't really have a good excuse for that one. You can't even summon people for this one.
No, yeah. The most if
I don't strictly need to fight this boss now,
May the dark.
but I don't know if the situation's going to improve much between now and later. I could try upgrading my armor. Maybe that would give me a healthy dark boost, because I'm probably going to keep wearing this stuff anyway. There's no brass set in this game. I'm out of those dark resistance items. Which is a shame because it seemed like it might have been pretty effective. I was mashing it. No such luck, but I was mashing it. What do you think, Pebs? Should I come back to this? It's not going anywhere. It could be the last boss I fight for all I care.
Yeah. The mouth if
I'll give it one more.
may the
One more. And if that doesn't happen, let's go fight some Dragon Riders again. I can only imagine a faster weapon would probably help, but I don't have a whole lot of those as options. Just let me to have that one, huh? See what I mean? Getting low on life gems as well. Let's see, what have I got? Gold pine resin, bright bugs, which hopefully I don't just screw up and die immediately when I use next time. I haven't really got much else to speak of, have I? I think the Chlorin 3 ring is probably handy to keep on. And the rest is just... Unless I swap the Chlorin 3 ring for the old Leo ring and try and capitalize on that counter damage, which seemed pretty effective. That was 308. That one was 271. I don't know where these numbers are coming from. Oh, that's not healing. It's very good though. Probably wasn't worth wasting my stamina on that. Like, as though having two of them wasn't bad enough, they've got an attack where a projectile can come from somewhere that isn't at them anyway. That was close. Oh, there's just so much shit happening. Poker's just constantly lobbing fire at me. I should lock on. Easy now. There we go. That message wasn't wrong. Ah, God. That's not pleasant. I don't know if you noticed. I was a little stressed out there. And now we have to put Dark Lurker into this list. In a way, I kind of appreciate it because no one thing it does is too bullshit, but once there's two of them, can just get sort of cornered into situations that it's not at all easy to get out of. And it can feel kind of bullshit. But also the fact that you have to go through those dungeons every time and you can't run through, you have to kill everything. I feel like that works against it. And you can't summon anyone whether you want to or not. I don't know, Pebs, what do you think? Kind of a case where a dual boss, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of. I'd probably put it above Ruin Sentinels. I don't think it would get above, say, these ones. I'm thinking somewhere around here. What if Dark Lurker went in number 27, pushing Flexile Sentry down? I think I could live with that. I think Dark Lurker could be higher if every time you failed you didn't have to listen to Dark Diver Grandal yammer on about the same thing every time you try and give him an effigy to get into where you gotta go. Wait for that loading screen, go through there and kill everything, go through another loading screen, and then you're at the boss. It's a little too much. I've got that name right, haven't I? Dark Lurker? It's something like that. I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I am so relieved to have that out of the way. That was one of the bosses I was the most worried about. At least any time in that I could get to anytime soon.
Young undead, you've discovered the truest dark within you. A deep, deep dark it is. The dark that we must all face. We need the abyss more now than ever.
I won't be seeing those for a while, Pabs. I will buy this because I haven't got it. I seem to be loading up on these hexes.
May the
And I'll look into my new spoils in a second. We could probably get to some Dragon Riders before the end of this stream, can we? So there we go. I'm gonna keep Dark Weapon on because that's part of my whole deal. There's these Resonant Soul ones which spend souls for a more powerful thingy. Profound still blocks spells, but I don't know how useful that's going to be for me. Climax uses 4 slots, and is basically the same thing again, it just sucks up a whole bunch of souls for a powerful thingy. Bit late now. I couldn't use it anyway. Most of these are outside of my intelligence or faith levels. Dark Greatsword in particular I could probably make some good use out of, but 55 intelligence that's a lot. Between intelligence and faith, that's over 80 levels you need just to use that one hex. I'll consider using some spice on that one. I don't know if I'll have enough spice to get it all the way down. That one seems useful, and maybe I'll throw on Great Resonant Soul. You never know. Or maybe I could take this ring off and put something more interesting on there. Like a Leo ring again. What else did I have? Increases attack strength of hexes, casting them reduces HP. By how much? Right, I don't. It's not much. Or if it's worth it. Probably not. Not for me, not for the loadout I have. Anyway, I should just pick something and go with it. Blades. Oh, that'll do. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's pop back up to the top side of the castle. I don't suppose you know which of the other doors that I have to open in here have have worthwhile shit behind them. I don't even know what that sound was. No, I might as well just open all of them. Except for... oh shit. Didn't even see you come out. Sliver. I'm gonna open all of them except for the first one on the left because I'm pretty sure that has nothing in it. Except for one of those Rowan Sentinels. And that means it attacks you every time you go in there almost immediately and causes all sorts of problems. Not gonna open it. Sound keeps happening, I don't know what that is. The only reason I remember that is because I had hella trouble in this room. Trauma has stuck with me, I guess. Only the bosses were that easy. Oh. I was gonna say, oh, I'm done. It's quick. Oh. Sneaky pogo. They've got such wide swings. Weapon's so goddamn long. Ooh, I'll equip that. That can be my last one. Wait, that's probably not as useful for me as it was on my other character, is it? I remember thinking, oh, I need that ring, but maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. Frozen flower is the item you need to get into the third DLC. Do I have the item you need to get into the second one? I don't actually know if I could recognize it by looking at it, but I would assume it would be down here with the other two. is not. I'm not sure where you pick up the last one. You get real paranoid about all these statues. Yeah, thanks message. Weird traps. I should go and get an... Let's strip down and go and get the stuff over this way. Because I'm pretty sure there's something. Lucky it doesn't affect my flesh. I have to equip it all again. I have no memory of what the fourth ring was. I'm good at this. Chloranthy, that's what I want. You never know. I knew there was something in this room. These guys are chumps. I don't want an unexpected chump as much as anyone. The painting curses you, but I think this headpiece actually just straight up prevents curses. You haven't missed anything, Strider. Shoot. Real subtle illusion. I don't know how the hell anyone found that. I guess sooner or later you could expect that everyone would have run around every wall in the game and touched it at least once. No illusion would have gone undiscovered. Where are you going?
You have fought admirably on your journey, cursed undead. I am Nashandra, Queen of Dranglake. A true monarch carries the weight of their souls, the last king of this land. King Vendrick, as he was called. He found the strength to rule his people, and when the undead were born, cursed, he found more strength to face them. But in the end, he never took the true throne. Visit Vendrick. We have no need for two rulers.
Now we get to see how this goes. The progenitor to this fight wasn't so bad, but we'll see. We'll see. I just need to keep an eye on you. Fortunately, it's not easy to feel what that one's doing while this one's trying to kill me. Also, sooner or later they jump down and mess you up. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to leave it there. But we can look forward to that fight next, I suppose. Thanks for hanging out, Strider. Thanks for showing up. You don't actually have to show up, but you should.